Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this video, it's basically an audio, but there's going to be some video too. We are going to be talking about the new Marvel Legends Spider-Man coming in at a $50 price point with the new title of Maximum series, which is just like the most laughable thing, honestly. And I wasn't really going to do this video, and I said I would do the video if it came in at a ridiculous price point, and it did. So here we are, and these videos make at least tens of dollars, so I thought we might as well give it a shot. So let's talk about it. We're going to do it, this is right off the top of my head. I have no scripting at all right now, so what we're going to do is kind of treat it like a review. I'm going to go through the main categories like I normally would do a review. We're going to talk about it that way, but I am going to do an intro section where I talk about it just kind of generally. And I want to start off with their announcement and their lack of giving a price, which should show the audience, show their fans exactly what they think of them. We're going to announce this new figure, but we're not going to tell you how much it costs. Now, I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. I was thinking they were doing that just to build up some hype. And, oh no, that's exactly what they did. They did it to build up hype, and then came in with the crazy price point after everybody already said, oh, it's the best thing ever, I'm gonna buy it, and now you can't not buy it or you won't be cool on the internet anymore. That was their plan. Now, seriously speaking though, I was giving them the benefit of the doubt, thinking that they might be coming in at a lower price point, and they just wanted to see what people had to say. They wanted to see where people would gauge what's too much, what's not enough, you know, that whole thing. I figured they'd actually come in at something reasonable. I don't know why. I don't know why I thought Hasbro would do something reasonable. I thought that they would announce it, don't give the price, let people float ideas and see what the general feeling is out there, but then come in under. Have this giant home run, win a bunch of people over, say, actually, you know what? It's Maximum, and it's only $35. We're going in a new direction with this line. And then everybody would just be smitten and happy, and it would be just a glorious day for Hasbro and for Marvel Legends collectors. And of course not. Of course that's not what happened. They did what they did, which was to not announce the price because they knew it would put a sour taste in everyone's mouth. And then the price came out, and it is what we all thought it would be, $50. And it's ridiculous. It is insane, and their video announcing it was just the cringiest thing I've ever seen. It couldn't have reeked more of corporate BS. Everything from the music to the way they're talking about this stuff, it was just nuts. Oh my gosh, it's a whole new system of articulation. Yeah, well, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. I don't want to get carried away here. But the whole idea is just crazy to me. So that's how we're going to start it off, and then I'll do some more closing thoughts at the end to really drive the point home. But let's go ahead and dive in to the aesthetic on this guy. Supposedly this is their cream of the crop, the Maximum. Not Ultimate, mind you, because they still have different words they could use, but Maximum, whatever that means exactly. Spider-Man figure. So this is the best looking one, and it's a big deal that they sculpted it from scratch. It's a whole new sculpt. Like, oh boy, guys, they gave us a new sculpt. The fact that they're bragging about having a new sculpt is kind of funny. It's like, oh, you're supposed to do that. That's a thing every other company does. Now, they don't all have to be new. I get it. Reuse is a thing that you have to do. Makes perfect sense. But to use it's a new sculpt as a... that's why we're charging double? Oh man, plus we freaking know. We freaking know this is not going to be an exclusive sculpt to Spider-Man because they didn't do the webs. So let's not brag about the new sculpt work when it's a blank body. And it's such a blank body that you cut the forearms. And we'll talk about that in the accessory section. This is not a Spider-Man figure. This is a blank body that looks like Spider-Man this time. So the whole new sculpt thing, not buying it. Don't care. Is it a better sculpt than the previous Spider-Mans? Yes. Most of them sucked. Most of them were hot garbage. Is this one perfect? Not even close. I did do a couple photoshops. Here's the one. We'll talk about the head later because we're going to do accessories, but here's one where he's just standing there. And you can see right here, it's a brand new sculpt, but it follows all of the same things that Hasbro always does. Look how far apart his hips are. Look at the giant gap between his legs. Look how far out the hips stick from the sides of his waist. His shoulders are still low. And a little bit of photoshopping makes it look so much better. A little bit of adjustment goes a long way. And this was like 3 minutes of Photoshop for me. I put almost no effort into it. So yeah, brand new sculpt of a blank body. Wow, congrats. And it's still not great. It's not even that good. It's just significantly better than the trash that they usually put out. So as far as the sculpt goes, unimpressed. As far as the paint job goes, it's a painted on Spider-Man suit. So it's going to be the same paint job we've seen before. They didn't even announce that it's going to have better paints. I didn't hear that. Maybe I missed it. If I did, you can correct me. But they did not say, oh, it's going to have shading or cleaner paint or anything like that I've heard. So it's going to look like every other Marvel Legends Spider-Man with slightly better sculpting. I guess we can mention the head here, even though it's an accessory. The Peter Parker head is ridiculous. It looks terrible. So let's just throw that in the garbage. It's not good. All right, and then speaking of heads, the Spider-Man head, the masked head. Yeah, okay, technically, it's been drawn this way. It's not really the McFarlane eyes. They're close, but not really. And sometimes you get these really wide eyes with the oval in the middle at the very center. But most of the time, not. Most of the time, it doesn't look like that, especially if you're going for a McFarlane look. So I've done a Photoshop here. I don't know which version of my Photoshop is going in the video. I might have shrunk the head a little bit too much, but either way, the head is too big, of course, on their release, and the eyes are too far apart, and you can see the webbing isn't even done properly because it has the big oval in between his eyes, rather than the smaller, almost like a circle shape. And also, he should have a longer chin if it's the McFarlane look. So they screwed up the masked head and the unmasked head, and it's still just a painted Spider-Man body, Spider-Man suit on a blank body. So this... it looks the best. I keep hearing people say, oh, it looks so good. That's only because you're used to seeing these potato sack people that Marvel Legends usually release as. It doesn't look that good. It looks okay. It looks like what every $26 Marvel Legends figure should look like. So, yeah, as far as the aesthetic goes, yes, it does look better. Without a doubt. You won't find me saying anything different than that. But it's nowhere near good enough for $50. For $50, this should have sculpted webbing and shading and everything else that you would expect on an action figure. An expensive action figure. It's just a basic Marvel Legends figure. Oh, it has pinless joints. So does everyone else you release now. Where's the money? So far, we have no idea. We have no idea where the money is because so far, it's just a new sculpt, which they have done plenty of times. Like every Marvel Legends figure at some point was a new sculpt. They weren't $50. So, aesthetically speaking, $50, no thank you. Not yet. Now, as far as the accessories go, now here's an interesting one. Let me find the photo here. So many photos they put out there to distract everybody. Okay, so, I think it's safe to say, and... okay, well, I'll start with this. I keep seeing people say, well, it has so many accessories, and we should just be thankful, because normally we don't get any. Yeah, well, normally the $26 price point is ridiculous for the standard releases with almost no accessories. So, let's go through these one by one. As far as what we get in the package, let's say fist hands, whip hands, wall crawling hands, and gripping hands. Those are standard accessories. You can pull out the gripping ones if you really want. That's 6 hands that are just, you should have those with every Spider-Man figure, okay? So let's say the gripping hands are a bonus. Let's say the thwip hands with the effect parts are a bonus. So that's 2 sets of hands that are actually really useful and nice. All right, and then we also do have the ungloved hands. Okay, so that's 3, let's say they doubled the hands, okay? Cool, they doubled the hands. Not exactly impressive so far, but let's talk about the hands real quick. Or at least let's talk about the ungloved hands. That's not for you. They didn't make that to give you more options, guys. They made that so that they could cut the wrists and reuse this body. I guarantee it. Now, obviously, I can't literally guarantee it because I don't technically know. But I would not be surprised if that turns out to be the case. And if it is, everybody owes me a beer. Because I'm almost positive they're going to reuse this body, and they made it with that cut there, just like they did the Vulcan body, except his isn't articulated, and these will probably swivel. I believe they do. That's not for you, that's for them. They made it so they could reuse the body, and they gave you these alternate forearms, which look goofy as hell if you ask me. They're humongous, to hide the fact that they're giving you a reusable body. Okay, so anyway, we have double the hands accessories of what we should have. Now, alternate heads, we have 3 total heads, 2 masked heads, 1 unmasked head. I would argue you should at least have 2 heads in the Marvel Legends packages to begin with. That's what Jada does, a smaller company, more unique sculpts. So, one bonus head, let's say, okay? And then some web accessories. Well, we should get one or two of those anyway. So let's say we get two, and we have 5 total web accessories. So we get three extra web accessories. Okay, none of them are wired or anything like that, so that's fine, but it's nothing crazy. And we get the Spider Sense accessory. Okay, is that $25? $24 worth of accessories? I mean, obviously not. It's not even close. It's not even close. You're paying $25 for some extra hands that they've made 1,000 of, or some web accessories that actually aren't very good, with this little goofy stand to hold up the one that looks like a giant snot. We don't have a web accessory to go on people's mouths like he does 1 billion times across his lifespan in the comics, I mean. We don't have a web accessory to go around villains. We don't have a really good swinging accessory. We don't have any stylized accessories. We have the one big one that's kind of like a cone. Like, they're not good accessories. So $25 is not even close. Doubling the price for the accessories? No. Black Widow came with a ton of accessories. She wasn't $50. Ghost Rider came with a motorcycle. I mean, this is just preposterous. The accessories, it's a good spread. It's a fine spread of accessories, but like 60% of it should be there at a $25 price point. So no, the accessories don't justify the price. That's the only thing that could at this point, unless, well, you know what? They did say, I think it was Dwight said, they have a new articulation system built from the ground up. Maybe that's where the $50 comes in. So let's move on to the articulation. Nope. No, we can see it. It's double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. Those are standard. Ankle joints, standard. They put a toe hinge. Okay, good. But we've had that plenty of times before. Okay, let's look at the torso. Oh, it's the same torso articulation they've been using for a while now. The diaphragm joint with the ab crunch. We'll come back to why that's not good enough. So far, nothing new. The hips. Okay, well, it's a standard swivel, and it's going to be on a ball peg. Maybe it drops down. Maybe it doesn't. Don't know for sure. Either way, it's a standard hip joint. Oh, he said, well, they brought the hips out farther so we can get into better spider poses. Well, one, you don't need to be bringing the hips out any farther there, Dwight. They're already out too damn far on every figure you guys make. And this guy, no different. They're still out too far. But still nothing new. As far as I can tell, the only new thing that they've been able to figure out, a new articulation system, I'm pretty sure is the way he worded it, is the neck. And I'm willing to bet, based on what it looks like it's a ball peg at the neck and a double ball peg at the top of the head, which, by the way, is what I've been saying they should do forever, and other companies have been doing forever. So, if that's what it is, obviously we don't know for sure, but if that's what it is, okay, new articulation. So you mean standard articulation. There's nothing special here. There's nothing here that costs extra, other than, okay, they cut the neck, which they have done in the past, by the way. So that's not even anything special. Unless there's some kind of crazy engineering in the hips and neck that we don't know about. I don't see it, but maybe. Okay, maybe. But even still, it's nothing that warrants a doubling in the price. And then let's talk about the torso. Because this is their Super Spider-Man, and he can't twist his waist. And I'm getting people commenting on my comment on their, I think it was Instagram post, saying he can't twist his waist. You want a waist swivel in 2025? No. Waist swivels are ugly, though they are effective. A waist swivel ab crunch works better than this diaphragm joint upside down ab crunch. It doesn't look as good, for sure, but it works better. But that's not what I'm advocating for. I'm advocating for them doing it correctly, like I've been saying for years, like a decade at this point. Ball pegs for the diaphragm joint, a double ball peg there. Single ball peg at the freaking waist, so he can lean in every direction and he can rotate. That's it. It's super simple. Jada's doing it. $25. Lots of new sculpts and functional articulation exactly as I've been describing it for a decade. Hasbro hasn't figured it out. They came out with a brand new articulation system and it still doesn't work. He can't twist at the waist. Watch any of my videos. It doesn't work. Actually, I'll put a video in the description so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Having the diaphragm joint on top of an upside down ab crunch is not enough. You are missing the waist twist, which limits posability incredibly. All you get is a deeper ab crunch out of that hinge. That's it. But because it's not a swivel or doesn't have any rotation capabilities, it inhibits all of the other articulation, or posing options, I should say. So no, his articulation does not make up for the $50 price point. It's basically just a regular Marvel Legends set of articulation with a freaking neck joint. That's it. So, let's move on. Now it's time for the closing thoughts. What have we learned? Well, they don't have anything. They don't have anything to justify the price point other than the accessories and a neck joint. No, that's not even close. And they haven't done anything to indicate this is going to be better than standard Hasbro quality. It's going to be a Marvel Legends figure in a fancier box with more accessories. That's it. That's it. That is craziness to try to justify this at $50. And so now it's time to say some things that are going to ruffle some feathers. But at this point, I don't really care. Here's my final takeaway from this. If you think this is a good way to spend your money, by all means do it. I don't think it's a good choice because it's telling them that they can do this. If they sell this for $50, which they are, and they're successful, which they will be enough, I'm sure, expect every other Marvel Legends product to go up in price. Because they know they're not giving you anything worthwhile here. If they can do that, then they can creep regular Legends up to $30. Why wouldn't they? It costs them almost nothing to add these accessories. So, yeah, that's a bad idea. But if you want to spend your money on that, I'm not the type of person to ever tell you to not buy what you enjoy. Buy what you enjoy, accept the consequences, though. If you guys are buying this, thinking this is a good idea, or even if it's not a good idea, you never get to say Marvel Legends costs too much again, because you're telling them it's okay. Now, that leads me to my second point. If you are buying this, or even just talking about this, whether you're a content creator or anybody, any other form of person on the internet, if you are saying this price point makes sense, or it's okay, or it's worth it, or it's a good deal, your opinion no longer counts, at least as far as Marvel Legends are concerned. I don't care who you are, anybody on the internet that suggests this is a good value, no longer credible. Cannot trust what you have to say about anything, because why? Tell me why. Articulate how this is worthwhile. You can tell me you want to buy it and you like Spider-Man so you don't care that it's overpriced. That's a whole different conversation. I buy things that are overpriced all the time. Fair enough. But if somebody is actually saying it's worthwhile, or it might be worthwhile, or anything like that, can't trust them. How could you? How could you? I want to hear a good argument as to how it's actually worth it. The argument that it has extra accessories? No. No, that's not going to fly. None of these accessories... Extra hands don't make $25. A couple extra web accessories is not counting. Not happening. The articulation, still not even as good as somebody like Jada. Where's the paint? Oh, it's still just a standard blank body with average paint, and then they screwed up the eyes? Nope. So tell me how. Otherwise, your opinion no longer counts as far as Marvel Legends are concerned, at least. So, I know some people are going to say, well, what about you? Are you going to get it? Yes. Yes, it's my job to review things. Would I be buying this as a collector? Absolutely not. 100% is zero chance I would be buying this. I guess I could just say zero chance. That's how that works. No, absolutely freaking not would I be buying this as a collector. It is my job to review things. I make money by reviewing things. If I don't review things that are popular or trendy or contentious or whatever the case may be, I don't make money. That's not being a sellout. Being a sellout is saying it's worth buying. It's not. I mean, as far as we know. And I will review it. And hey, maybe I'm wrong somehow completely. I have no idea how. If I am, I'll tell you. But that's why reviewing is important. Anybody can sit here and speculate. I'm going to review it. It's my job. So you can say that's a double standard, but it's not, because it is my job. If it wasn't my job, I wouldn't buy it. You can make your claim if you want to. But yeah, this figure, it's a disgrace. It's insulting. Anybody defending it and not saying it's grossly overpriced is no longer trustworthy. That's it. And Hasbro's clearly not trustworthy. I mean, obviously. If this doesn't tell you what they think about the collectors, then I don't know what will. But there are still people out there eating it up, and that's really, really sad. And it's unfortunate. And I think we're going to just... I will say this, though. I am a little bit optimistic because everybody was saying, oh, it's going to sell out. It's going to sell out. Hey, guess what? It only sold out on Hasbro Pulse. I don't know, maybe that's enough. But, I mean, as of the time of me recording this, Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, GameStop, still in stock. So, it didn't sell out like everyone said it would. I don't know, maybe everyone that wanted to buy it bought it on Pulse. But it was limited to 5 a person, which is nuts. But it's not selling out so far, so maybe the action figure community, maybe there's a little bit of hope left there. But that's my take. It's, as of right now, obviously this is speculation, I don't have it in hand, but as of everything I have to judge it on, it's about 40% too much, give or take. Like, yes, it could cost more and I would be okay with it. If it was like $35, I wouldn't have even made the video. If it's an extra good Marvel Legends for $35, sign me up. That's what I think the line should be anyway. But you take out like 3 or 4 of these accessories, and it's just a regular Marvel Legends release at $26, and it's a good value finally. Yeah, but not at $50. No way. So anyway, that's my thought on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and we'll talk about it. Try to keep your comments as respectful as possible, whether you agree with me and you're mad at other people, or vice versa. There's no need for anybody to be angry. But at anyone other than Hasbro, I will say that. If you want to say bad stuff about Hasbro, knock yourself out. They have earned it. They are asking us for money. They should hear our opinion. The whole, if you don't like it, don't buy it thing. I mean, on one hand, that's true. Like, yeah, don't buy it. But no, there needs to be more than that. There needs to be more than that. People need to talk about these things and have communication, not maybe directly with the company, but hey, it'll get around to them. And with other people too, other collectors. Maybe they don't get it. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they're new to collecting. Maybe they think this is perfectly reasonable. No, we have to talk about these things. So yeah, don't buy it, but also say why. It's time we call out these companies who are treating the consumers like crap. Now, I don't know if calling them out is going to make a difference because there's enough consumers who are just thanking them for it. But hey, maybe it'll make a difference. Okay, finally, I'll say it again. That's it from me. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.